Hello YouTube, Betty Bones 13 back again with another knife review. Back so soon, I just got done uploading one last night on a newer Kershaw that I just received. Been on a budget knife kick, as I've been saying. This one is still a budget knife, but this here is what I like to call a mail call. That's right, a mail call. We got a Boker in today. And if you guys are keeping up with things, I'm pretty sure you already know what knife is in here. I'm probably not going to have to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because we're going to do a little review on this bad boy. So here you have the regular Boker packaging, Boker Plus, safety seal. I undid that without having to tear it, which is pretty cool if I ever have to resell this for some weird reason. But there it is in all of its beauty. This is the Boker Plus JB Stout Lateralus flipper knife, all stainless steel. And this has been something that I've been really looking forward to getting. It's actually a birthday present from my family. Just a smaller one, actually. My birthday isn't until August, but it's something that I've been really wanting to enjoy and pick up. So I thought before they're sold out again, I would go ahead and get me one of these bad boys now. So there it is, man. The JB Boker collaboration, the Lateralus. Now, JB Stout actually makes a custom model of this that goes for a very high price. All of JB's knives are pretty much hard to find right now, and if you do find them, you better get on IG, and you better win some in bids or in other ways like that. But as far as just getting on his books and calling him up and trying to get a knife, it ain't happening right now. This guy is busy, man. So try not to make this too long of a review, although I am in love with this knife, as I say about every knife I get. The lines, everything is just pure for perfection. I give Boker a... Well, we'll get into that later. I'm just going to tell you that I think very much more highly of Boker now. They're kind of inconsistent, but this knife kind of proves me wrong, that Boker still knows how to make a good knife. And they don't know how to do good collaborations. So, like I told you, it's the Boker Plus JB Stout Lateralus. We're going to get into some specifications, then I'll get into a little bit of details. We'll kind of go over the knife piece by piece and tell you some things I like, tell you some things I don't like, if there is any. And then we'll get you on out of here. Maybe do a couple knife comparisons, size comparisons. Okay? So what you're looking at here is an overall blade length. And let me zoom out. I apologize to do this in front of you guys, and make this move, but... So what we're looking at here is an overall length on this bad boy of 8.25 inches, which leaves us a blade length of 3.625 inches. Gorgeous blade. I believe the cutting edge is only 3.25. You're only getting this much cutting edge. You do got this little finger choil in here, and I call it little, and we'll go over that in a minute because it is little. I might widen mine out a little bit with my Dremel. I don't know if I want to do that to this knife yet. Maybe after I beat it up a little more, but... still will have plenty of cutting edge. 3-inch knife isn't bad, but 3.25 on the blade, cutting edge. 3.6 handle is 4.625. So 3.6, 4.6. I think that the way this was designed was badass because the handle to knife ratio, to blade ratio, is just is phenomenal. You got an inch apart, which I think every knife should have about an inch. I used to make knives, but I never did folders, so I'm not really sure how it works with folders. But we like to make knives pretty equal in size with blade to handle ratio aspect of it. So so there you go. There's your overall length. We'll leave this bad boy open just so you guys can stare at it in all of its glory. We actually have a blade width of 1.125 inches, and that's going to be from here to here. Nice thick blade, flat ground, so you're going to have a nice slicing abilities, and this knife came razor sharp. I don't think we can really show an edge on my camera here, but it did come razor sharp, and maybe we'll even try a cut test later. We'll see. But so yeah, gorgeous blade, 1.125 inches thick. You're looking at 0.14 millimeters thick on the blade. and you can kind of see how thick this blade stock is. It's really nice. We'll get into the jimping and all that later, but as you can see how thick it is, and then it just kind of thins out, and that's because of the swedge that JB is known for, man. He's known for these swedges that go all the way to the nose. This one kind of drops off a little less, but he's known his knives. If you look him up on Instagram, man, JB Stout Knives, maybe I'll put a link in the bottom if I can. You'll see he's known for doing these swedges that just drop all the way to the point, and he makes some mean looking knives, man. I gotta tell you, he's probably one of my favorite makers in design wise right now. I've never handled one of his customs, but if Boker can make this design this good, then I can't imagine what his custom would be like. It's probably just outstanding. So you have a D2 blade steel. Big D2. I love how they labeled that on there. It's really nice to know. D2, good, you know, good all around blade steel. I don't mind it. It's a little harder to sharpen. Stay sharp long. Is going to rust very easy. I don't live in a humid state. I live in Colorado. So as long as I keep it wiped down, if it gets wet or anything, I shouldn't have a problem with this D2. And I never have with any of my other D2 knives. So D2 blade steel. And you're looking at, let's see what else I can tell you about this knife. Clip point blade. That's what I was trying to get at. So you got a nice clip point. It's almost a drop point, but it drops down a little too steep right there. We call that a clip point. Gorgeous belly that goes on in this blade here. I love it. I said that before already. And then you got just gorgeous swedge. Let's see if we can just get in there. This swedge starts up here and just comes all the way down, and really doesn't drop till right there. So, I mean, and then you got this gorgeous blood groove or fuller that runs all the way across this knife. And we'll get into that a little bit more too, how cool and designed well JB did on this, man, to get this blood groove in here and to line up with everything else the way it does. You can kind of see from here that this blood groove runs all the way and kind of runs all the way into this, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'll show you later what I mean when it lines up. So let's get back into some more specifications. It is stonewash, beautiful stonewash Boker does. They do a wonderful job of their stonewashing, never had problems with it. What else can we tell you about this? Handle width is 1.25 inches, and that's going to be at your thickest portion. So you're pretty much right on with the blade, which is another nice design feature. I really like that. Keeps everything symmetrical and just in good shape here, so I love it. And if you've ever seen, like, what is his name? Mick Strider, maybe? I can't remember who makes these knives, but the handles are almost similar to another style of knife. Should have did my research, but this video was on the cuff, so very similar. This just doesn't drop down as steep as the Strider knives do. They come way down here and then come up and then back up. This still has that same shape. The handle's got these built-in finger groove here for your first two fingers, and the rest of your fingers rest gently on the back here. So all stonewash, handle and everything. Stonewash, beautiful, beautiful design. We'll get into all that in a minute. Let's finish going over specifications here. You got a handle thickness of 0.47, so not quite half an inch, just perfect. Feels great in the hand. No complaints in that area. Absolutely holds well. Let's do a left-hand shot. You got plenty of knife left over. I have an extra large hand, so you can tell just in an extra large hand, you know, what you're looking at here. So just a great all-around knife, man. I'm really stoked, if you guys can't tell, about this knife. I've been waiting on it. I know it's only 85 bucks, but it's 85 well spent, and probably the best 85 I've spent in a year, to be honest with you. So one more thing we can tell you about this, a couple more things here, is it is a tip-up carry only, and it is not reversible. So you're looking at the regular side only, which, you know, it's going to be right-hand carry, and that's pretty much all that's out there. Sorry, lefties, but lefties are kind of left out when it comes to this knife. Get it? Lefties left out. Just joking. Stupid joke. But anyway, so right-hand carry only, tip-up pocket clip. One thing I want to show you about this pocket clip before I forget, it's really thin. It's got good tension, but to get it over jeans, I literally had to push and jam this until it met up right here. And it does. It sits in great once it's in. It ain't coming out, I'll tell you that. But it's very thin pocket clip. I love the pocket clip. It flows with the knife. JB Stout did a wonderful job with that. But it's just a little thin. You're not going to get very thick of jeans in there. So you're going to have to kind of break it in or do whatever you need to do to get that done. So that's pretty much it with the specifications. Oh, 5.48 ounces. So you got a beast here. This isn't no light knife by any means, and a lot of people are going to cry about that. 5.48 ounces. Give me a break. If you just keep this in your pocket only without keys and wallets and shit, then this is not a problem. This little 5.4 ounces is nothing. Maybe it's just because it's me. I'm 6'2", 280, so this little 5.4 ounces doesn't mean shit to me. I actually love the weight for the knife. It feels good in the hand. The weight makes it feel sturdy. The thick blade and the thick handle make it just a cutting machine. I'm yet to use this knife except for on paper, so I won't know yet until I get in there. Maybe I'll do a follow-up review to show you how good this knife did. Because as far as it goes right now, I mean, this is a 10 all day for me, this knife. So that's all we got for the specifications. Model number 01B0777, okay? It was made in China. That's okay. A lot of great things are coming from China. So we're doing good. We're doing okay there. Before we go on with the knife, let me talk a little bit about JB Stout now, okay? JB basically, he's a full-time maker now. He says in his previous life he was a machinist slash tool maker. He uses that now as a base for the construction of his knives and tools. His primary product is folders, although he does enjoy making fixed blades, and you'll see that on his Instagram channel. He makes some phenomenal fixed blades as well, and tools. His aesthetic, he says, is not for everyone, but he says it's what he loves, and he's blessed to have the customers who love it as well. I'm one of them. I'm not a customer of his yet, except for Boker, but I would take one of his knives and just love it to hell. So I can already tell his style is my style. Just an awesome dude, man, and well made knives and well likable knives by the look of them. So he does have a Facebook. Best way to reach him is by Instagram, probably. He does also have a page, product services, so stuff like that. It's called Stout Knife and Tool. You can look him up. There's a little bit about JB. Let's get into some details of this knife. So what I want to show you up close is this blade, how gorgeous it is. Here is this finger choil. I'm a little nervous with this. I got a pretty big finger. That edge is right there, man. I can't really, I guess if I did a fingertip, I could get it, but I can't really choke up on this knife too well. Not that I need to. It's got a good enough size blade. I don't really need to. I can choke my thumb way up on this if I need to and get some fine work in. So that's one thing about this. If you got bigger fingers, you're not going to like this little finger choil it's got there. Beautiful stone washing. Got the Boker sign on the front. Love that fuller. Love the whatchamacallit here. Somebody help me remember what that's called. You know, I forgot what this was called in the last video too. Swedge. It always takes me a minute. Swedge. Got the Stout knife symbol on the back. 0237. Not sure what that is. If that's some kind of item number, or if that's the number of the knives made so far. I don't know. So there you go. Just a beautiful blade. We'll go ahead and start with the back. You got a normal pivot. Torx bit. I love it. T8. Got a nice flat round side on this side. It's all you need for a knife like this. It's already got enough flair with all these this milling that's done in it. You can see the milling comes down this side and then on the opposite side as well. You also have milling that starts down here and on the opposite side as well. You got the milling that continues on this side as well. And the reason why I say that is because the way this flows is just phenomenal. Look at that blood groove. The way it just flows right in with this knife. I mean, the design aspect was just phenomenal on this. Even when you flip it over, that blood groove lines up with this one as well that's on the back. It's got a different shaped relief cut for the lock bar there. I like it, something different. It's got a genuine lanyard hole. They kind of recess the lanyard hole in there. You can get a nice 550 paracord through there, and I love how that design aspect is. It's just kind of recessed it in, make it look nice. You got 2 points of contact, one here and one here, including the pivot, which makes 3. Let's get you a close-up of these standoffs. Not just normal standoffs. They actually have some design to them. Look at those. Those are nice looking, man. Boker did a great job. So did JB Stout, man, with their design. Fit and finish on this knife is incredible. Everything lines up. The flipper. I was going to show you how everything lined up, and then I seen that flipper. We got to talk about that, but look at the milling that goes all the way around the knife. Everything is rounded off otherwise. Everything. I mean, just the attention to detail on this knife. Everything is machined, rounded off, and it's just absolutely phenomenal, you guys. This is one of the most comfortable knives I have in my collection to date. So let's get back to this flipper. It kind of makes me mad about the flipper because the way it's shaped, it goes straight up this way. If it would have came straight down this way, you could have had a push button, which it will push button. But you're kind of hurting your finger doing it. You're kind of getting it caught on this corner here. So what I've been doing is just grabbing it and pulling straight down. And it still works. This knife is so freaking smooth. The bearings on this knife are just absolutely phenomenal. You're not going to be able to see them through there. But I haven't taken this knife apart yet. I'm going to. I just want to see what the bearings look like. I just want to check it out. So the flipper, not too well. I might throw some jimping in here. Some little lines of jimping just to make it, not that it's hard, you will slip though, but the knife is so smooth it doesn't really matter. It opens with every flip basically. But the flipper is a little disappointing. I think with the design of the knife, I think it could have been a little bit better designed. It does protrude nicely here, gives you a nice finger guard for when you're holding the knife. So one bad thing I gotta say, and that's probably the only bad thing about this knife. Let's take a look more at this handle here. Nice stone washing. You got the milled lines in here that JB Stout is known for. JB Stout. And more on the back. No, you don't have more on the back. I lied. But you do have a line here for your lock bar cutout. I like the way they did it. It's clean. It's nice. It's nothing too out there. Not all kinds of like, ooh, like, you know, crazy freaking, you know, shapes. It's just nice, clean, and straight. So really love the way this knife came together. What else can we show you? Let's show you the inside of here. First, we'll show you lockup. Mine came lockup perfect, about 30%. Absolutely phenomenal. The lock bar is easy to push over. One of the easiest out of every knife I own that's a frame lock. I mean, it just, no problem, just goes over. They did recess some little spots out of each side here, so you really can get your thumb in there and dig that thing out, man, and get that closed. I love how JB Stout does this. You can get a better view right there. Just perfect. You can't have too much of this kind of stuff in here. That just makes the knife phenomenal. Centering. Mine I haven't touched at all and came pretty much dead on. It could be leaning favoring the lock side a little bit, but that's okay. That's going to fix itself. For those of you that know about knives, but it's pretty much dead on. Fit and finish is phenomenal. It's perfectly spaced all the way up through. Everything is nice. Let's show you some jimping here. Jimping is big jimping, but very effective. This jimping right here grabs your thumb without causing any discomfort and just will not let it go. JB Stout did a phenomenal job designing this jimping. And it's probably some of the best jimping I have on a knife. Let's talk about action. As you can see, the action. Look at this. This knife is not loose, you guys, at all. It is rock solid, or as most knife people like to call it, a bank vault. I call it that bullshit. I just call it rock solid. But look at how smooth this is. I mean, this knife is just, if you don't be careful, you'll guillotine your finger off. Like, seriously. Right there. That's why I have all these lines in my nail, because of knives falling on it. See that? Good little stopping point. You can stop it by the flipper though, and it just falls on its own weight. Not that the blade is too heavy. It is a thick blade, but I think the bearings they used and the way this knife was made, at least this one that I got, just came extra smooth. I figured when I first flipped it and let it drop that the blade was loose, and when I checked it and it was tight as tight could be and centered, I couldn't believe it. So we're already 20 minutes in. I kind of want to end this video. I really just wanted to kind of show this knife off. It may be a longer video. I really hope you guys get out and get this knife. I do want to do a couple comparisons before we end though. I think I basically went over everything on the knife, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let's do the old ZT 561 just for a good size comparison. Obviously you got butt to butt, you got more handle on the 561, and I put a finger troll in my 561, so the blades are pretty much dead on. But where this blade did start, it would have been a bigger blade. So if you know the ZT 561, then you know the size of this Lateralus. So let's see what else we got here. What's something a little more close in size? Maybe the ZT 0909, the Les George design, another great designer. Yeah, this one's a little more close in size. So there you go. If you know the 909, you're right on here. You got a little bit more handle on the 909. Blade though is, again, cutting edge, you're losing a lot of that blade, but if you were to line to pivot, you're about right on with the blade. So if you know the 909 by ZT, then you know this Lateralus size, okay? One more. Let's do, just for the hell of it, let's do the Riyadh Horizon C. And this one's been used and abused. Look at that blade, boy. Woo! This is going to be a really close one. Handle's pretty much dead on. A little bit taller on the Riyadh Horizon D, but the blades are dead on. I mean, them blades are exactly the same size. Obviously not from cutting edge because, like I said, it's got the finger choil. But if you know the Riyadh Horizon C or D, then you know the Lateralus. So there's a couple size comparisons for you. Just kind of wanted to do a quick overview of the knife real quick. Just kind of let you take a look at it again. This is like a mirror polished pocket clip. So it does get fingerprints, but it's gorgeous. It's kind of a mirror stonewash polish. So there you go. The JB Stout Lateralus by Boker. You better get you one. Eddie Bones 13 out.